Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy YB out here. Can everyone hear, man? Can everyone hear, man? Yeah. Alright then, we're about to go in again. We are about to go in again. Welcome to YB's kitchen. We're about to get cooking. I'm cooking the dodgy ass, dead ass Deontay Wilder. What do they call Deontay Wilder viewership numbers? I've heard so much madness in the last few hours and last few days. A whole heap of madness. Deontay Wilder viewership numbers. I've heard so much madness in the last few hours and last few days. A whole heap of madness. Deontay Wilder viewership numbers. Alright then. SUFC Chad, YB the last LDBC Slayer. You missed my super chat, bro. Alright then, I'll tell you what we'll do. Before I carry on, let me check my super chats out before we get cooking and that. Alright then. Shout out to Lord McCormick III in the super chat, my Don. YB got these fools in musk out here, smelling sweet, all sorts of pheromones oozing and woody aromas oozing. Googly, it smells so sweet to YB, hella sweet. That's what we call hella sweetness, yeah? Googly, Cali Enigma, aka Milkshake, and 78 Informant TV. G Boogie, LDBC Informant. Trust me, bro. D Singh in the super chat. Memnon the Turu. Keep exposing those bums. LDBC snitches. Deeply, bro. Deep in farmers. Yeah? You see him. SUFC Chad. You see him fascinating about AJ and other men. Of course we do, bro. Of course we do. 100%, bro. 100%. Weirdness. Complete weirdness. But we're going to get to it. Don't worry. Shout out to my Don Lee Pike in the super chat. One love, brother. My Don. Mickey Damon in the super chat. For your content output, my man. You speak facts and deserve a platform. One love, brother, yeah? One love. I think we're into the other day now, but even though, who's next for Wilder? White or Ortiz? We want White, bro. We want White, but he ain't going to give you White. White's too young, too active, too informed. He likes to fight old men who are half shot to pieces. Anyway, back to the chat and that. Craig Joyner, YB stays on your neck. Trust me, bro. Deeply on their necks. Yeah, Stephen, please no accents. Yeah, man. Huh. General 70 in farmers. Make sure y'all hit the lizard button on your way on in. Hit the lizard button on your way on in. My dude AP, Takala in the building. YB, bro. You my man. Respect to you, bro. One love, yeah? Jedi Master, you should give him all the smoke. You got him covered. He don't want no smoke. You don't want no smoke. About Graham Rump, salute informers. Trust me, brother. Shout out all the agents, all the LDBC agents, all the LDBC snitches, all the LDBC informants. One love to you, yeah? One love to you. Informing ass dudes, man, trying to catch man in cases and all sorts. Craig Joyner, man, copyright, infringement, copyright, general salute, copyright, informant, copyright. You done know, I like that. Craig Joyner, I like that, you know, I rate that. Hit the lizard button on my googly eye page. Informer, copyright, informer, copyright. That's what we're dealing with here. Bunch of bums. All right then. Let's cut to it. Let us cut to it. Look at this dude here. He was calling you out last night. Did you turn up in the end? Bro, you're moving a little slow out here, brother. Unfortunately, we had to cover all that business. Yeah, the LDBC is full of snitches. I don't want no one telling me to go back over to that snitch-ass informers channel ever again. The dude's a snitch. Confirmed. Anyway, let us cut to the topic troops in Farmer for Dead. Trust me, Dan. You're done now out here in Farmer for Dead. Fire bun them man there, yeah? Anyway. Mr. Landlord, YB was there large. Trust me, bro. He was there. DW23, wow, bro, just watched you on BFTB. Wow, what a snitch. Trust me, it's factual stuff. My Don, Martin Claridge, BFTB, YB is everywhere. YB is everywhere. CJ in the building. Boxer man was begging for forgiveness. God knows who that is, bro. That's your business anyway. All right then. Cat boxing 123. Hi YB, smashing that Fisher Price keyboard. Snitches get stitches. All right then. OJM, love you, bro. One love to you, bro, too, yeah? Pat OB, YB, you have them full shook. Certified shook. Let's get to it. Let us get to it. So, as we all know, Deontay Wilder competed this weekend versus Dominic Breazeale. And now, everyone, before the fight, everyone was talking a whole heap of gas. They were saying things like, yeah, man, Deontay Wilder, he gonna do 2 or 3 million views, man. Deontay Wilder. Ever since he had to fight versus Fury, his popularity skyrocketed. Yeah, man. Yeah, Deontay Wilder. He's gonna be in the next Creed. Yeah, man. His popularity is rising. Yeah, man. Deontay Wilder. Yeah. He got 2 Emmy Awards. All this stuff, all in the pot. And I was sitting there thinking, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe them 10 million illegal streamers, maybe they were real. Yeah? Let's not forget, people illegal stream when they want to avoid a paywall. Yeah? That's what they do. They illegal stream when they want to avoid a paywall. So fair enough. You know what? You man are probably right. There probably was 10 million. In fact, there's probably 30 million illegal streamers watching Wilder versus Fury. Yeah? It probably was 30 million illegal streamers. Fine. Anyway, 2-2s now. This man's got all the Emmys. He's got all the awards. He's going to be in Creed. He's the A-side. He's blessing Joshua with a 60-40 split. Joshua will be lucky to get 40%. All this sort of thing. Anyway, 2-2s. Sitting there minding my business. And it comes through. The results for Wilder's free TV. Yeah, Showtime's free for everyone, more or less. In fact, no, tell a lie. Showtime is like Sky. You buy a package, but it's free more or less. Do you know what I mean? One of them ones there. It's more or less free. You buy a big package, like Virgin Media, you buy a package and you get a whole heap of crap on it. And Showtime's one of them ones. Anyway. Free TV, no paywall. You did not have to pay. As long as you get the Showtime channel, you do not have to pay to watch the fight. Yeah? There's no pay-per-view business for this fight. It comes in. He did 896,000 people. And do you know what the dread thing is about this particular result? People always keep quoting. They keep quoting this max figure, which is 990k. But the reason I use this one is because this max figure actually shows that even though Wilder's fight was only 2 minutes, 100,000 people switched off, bro. Simple as that. The max was that. The max was 990k, and the average was 800. Half of the people, 100,000 people switched off. The fight was only on for 2 minutes, and they were switching off. You'd think the average, bearing in mind it was only on for 2 minutes, you'd think the average would be a lot closer to the high, wouldn't you? But it wasn't, because half people switched off because they got bored of it, even only for 2 minutes. But that just goes to show how big Wilder's star power is. Anyway, let's now do the exposing part, because all I've heard about is madness. What's been going on? All I've heard about, oh well, man, if you include the Twitter numbers, man, if you include Twitter numbers, if you include the Instagram numbers, all this sort of rubbish. No, what we do is, yeah, when there's a fight, you include the official Showtime numbers. That's it. It's madness. It's what frustrates me, because when it comes to the Wilder, these girls, you've got these fangirls, these informants, they're literally jumping through hoops trying to defend this man. Yeah? You won't see YB doing that. When AJ gets a number in, I report the number. You don't hear me making up illegal streams. You don't hear me adding in Twitter video views or Instagram clip video views or on demand. Oh, well, man, well, the day after, 100,000 people watched it. So if you add this to that, they do all kind of madness maths. Oh, well, yeah, man. Well, if you add this and add that and take this away and multiply this and divide that, I'm thinking, no. All we know is whatever the number Showtime comes out with, that's what we ride with. Simple as that. Let's not get confusing here. It's not even about getting confusing either. If there was another way to do it, I'd be open ears to it. There's no other way to do it. Yeah? Twitter viewers, Instagram viewers do not make a scrap of difference to Wilder's and or Showtime's pockets. Yeah? Simple as that. And besides, before I get into this thing, let's debunk that whole business right now. Just quickly. Deontay Wilder. And the reason I'm using YouTube is because YouTube, as we know, it's a proper platform. YouTube contains all of the latest information. So it's funny, they all bring up how big Wilder's event was. Oh yeah, Wilder got this, Wilder got that. Well, we're on YouTube now. And I've just searched. I've gone onto YouTube, put Deontay Wilder in, and clicked view count. This means we're going to search Deontay Wilder's videos by most popular and down. So the most popular is 10 million views, yeah? Then Wilder's most known for fighting a troll. But outside of that, his highest knockout one, God knows where. There isn't even an official knockout one. His highest knockout one is Wilder versus Spilker at 4 million. So where are all these Breazeale ones? Where are all the Breazeale ones that are meant to be so popular? Where are they all? I can't find them. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. Deontay Wilder versus Breazeale. Let's find how big they were. View count. Wilder versus Breazeale. 1.1 million views. Yeah? 1.1 million views. And Sky Sports is about 1 million views. But now let's have a look at Anthony Joshua, because they all use this information. They say, well, man, Deontay Wilder's got 1 million views on YouTube for his knockout. Yeah, Deontay Wilder's the A side. But when you go onto YouTube now and we look up AJ's highest knockout, boom, 12 million. Boom, full fight. AJ's full fight has 11 million views. Knockout, 8 million. Dylan White, 6 million. This is the level we're dealing with here. Completely different entity. Completely different ball game we're talking. Compare highs with highs. AJ's highest fight is 12 million. But the thing is, why is it? Bearing in mind, AJ was on a pay-per-view platform as well versus Klitschko. Why did we never hear the informants talking about AJ's 12 million views? Yeah? Why did we never hear about AJ's 11 million views here? You didn't hear anything about it, did you? Yeah? Why didn't we hear about this? And that's the problem. It's so biased. When it comes to Wilder, they're doing all this mental maths, trying to add in random ass places to try and justify it. No, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to break it down. How much Wilder has not progressed over the years. Boom. No doubt about it. So look. Wilder. 886,000 views. Yeah? Boom. That's the average. And they all say their whole thing at the moment's been, well, man, it was going to be a lot higher, but it was only a 2-minute fight. Yeah, it was going to be a lot higher, but it was only a 2-minute fight. No, it was on free TV. Simple as that. People are tuning in to watch the fight. If they're not there for the first 2 minutes, they're not going to be there at all. Yeah? It's not as if you had to pay for the fight either. It was a free fight. Why would you rock up late for a free fight? You'd be there. You'd be watching it. Yeah? Fair enough. Like myself, I'm not interested in watching the walkouts and whatnot. But you best believe, by the first minute or two, I'm into the fight. Why would you want to miss it for? You're either planning to watch the fight or you're not. Yeah? That's that. So in my opinion, like everyone else's opinion, the bottom line is there was 886,000 people watching on average. That's it. Yeah, if you want to do magical maths and say, well, if my auntie had a pair of balls, she'd be my uncle. If you want to do that, that's your business. We're going to go on the basis that he had 886,000 viewers on average. And if you want to know the high, you can go with that. But I don't think the high is that important because it shows that a whole heap of people dropped off because the average was only this. Yeah, you'd think if the fight was that short and people were that keen on Wilder, the average would be a lot closer to the high because it was only on for 2 minutes. Why? And bearing in mind how averages work, for that to be the average number, in reality, loads of people must have dropped out in them 2 minutes for it to be that. Yeah, a whole heap of people about 200,000 people must have dropped out during that fight for this to be the average. If that's the high, yeah, 990, and that's the average, loads of people must have dropped out for this to be the average. In fact, mate, if you understand how numbers work, that's how it works, bottom line, yeah? Loads of people must have dropped out. Because this number here, that drags the average up. So for it to be a big gap, don't make no sense. It shows that people weren't really watching this fight. They were tuning in and clicking off. Otherwise, the high would have been close to the average. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to break it down now and expose Wilder's numbers. First things first, we're going to expose him with himself. Let's have a look then. Deontay Wilder versus Bermain Stiverne. Yeah? Whoops. Because luckily for us, they're all on Showtime. There's no excuses to be had. There is no excuses to be had. See if it's on here. Here we go. Boom. Boom. This fight took place in January 2015. January 2015. 1.12 million viewers. An average audience of 1.2, yeah? An average audience of 1.2 and a peak audience of 1.3. And this was, let's not forget, this was 4.5 years ago now. 4.5 years ago, we're going to go with the average to keep it easy. 4.5 years ago, he did 1.2 on average. What did he do yesterday then? Bearing in mind, how it normally works is when you're an entity, when you're a commercial entity and you're growing, your numbers, especially on free TV, you're not asking for much. You're not asking people to put money in their pocket. You're not asking for people to, take money out of their pocket. You're not asking people to get their credit card out. All you're asking to do is for you to sit down and watch TV program. How many people in January 2015 decided to sit down and watch? 124 million viewers, yeah? 1.24 million viewers. Now how many? 4.5 years later. My man's meant to be this big entity. Oh man, he's bigger than Joshua. Wonder what's happened here then. Boom. Wow. That's what you call a 25% drop. Or 20%. That's a 20% drop. He's gone from 1.25 million. That's the high. Let's compare apples with apples. We're comparing the average, yeah, to the average. Boom. That's shocking. Let's do the maths now. I was going to do it approximately, but we're going to do it properly now. Let's see how much it's dropped by. 886. So this means 886,000 versus 1.24 million. Yeah? 0.71%. So that's a 29% drop. Yeah? 1.24 to 886,000 is a 29, pretty much a 30% drop. In 4.5 years, yeah, your boy Wilder has done 30% less viewers. I know everyone says, Well, man, the fight wasn't on for long. Yeah, the fight wasn't on for long. But you got to bear in mind, it's been 4.5 years later. Do you understand that? And I'm going to show to you, man. We're going to compare it to AJ. I'm going to show to you, man, how a true star's numbers change over time. That's what we're going to do. We're going to educate these, man. And the beautiful thing about this Wilder business is we're comparing pure apples with apples. Yeah, it's not as if I'm sitting here and comparing Wilder's pay-per-view to his non-pay-per-view. We're comparing Showtime January 2015 to Showtime May 2019, 4.5 years later, and my man's doing 30% less, and he's meant to be this big star. Come on, what's that about? He's not a big star. And before we go on, I'll check the chat, but strap yourselves in. It is not safe to take your seatbelt off yet. Keep it on. Yeah, we haven't landed yet. We're gonna be going through some turbulence very shortly. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hey man, how we got 183 people in the building and only 70 likes? Make sure y'all hit that like button and come on in. Hit the like button and come on in. CMC, YB bringing fire. We've only just started, bro. We have only just started. Wilder's value is going backwards. Trust me, that's literally what we've proven here. And if I'm wrong, but you know what? Forget that. You know what? Bottom line is, it's gone back 30%. If you don't want to argue about, oh, well, it was only 2 minutes, we're going to break that down anyway, no problem. Because once again, we've got a lovely apples with apples performance. And the other thing people forget is, what we do know is, Bermain Stavern, Dominic Breazeale is an active fighter in that sense, compared to Bermain Stavern. Bermain Stavern, nobody knows him. Nobody knows him at all. All right, then. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to cooking. No doubt about it. YB, the true son of God. Trust me, bro. Marquis Smith in the building. Mr. Landlord in the building. CJ in the building. Let's get back cooking. No doubt about it. Here we go. All right, then. So as I was saying, Wilder's apples with apples. We've just compared. 4 years ago, my man was doing 30% higher viewing numbers. Apples with apples. Now let's have a look with. Now people say, as I was saying, people say, oh man, Will, it's only a 2-minute fight, so that's why the viewership isn't as high, because there was going to be a whole gang of people watching if it was longer. Now let's debunk that well and truly. This fight here we've just looked at was Wilder versus Bermain Stavern 1. Now that fight took 12 rounds. So as I was saying, all of the LDBC informants, they say that the reason this one was higher, Bermain Stavern 1, was because it took 12 rounds, and therefore there was higher opportunity for people to click and watch. What do we know about Bermain Stavern 2? That fight was only, in fact, that fight was 1 round. That fight was very similar to, in fact, let me have a look exactly how long it was. Let's have a look at exactly how long it was. Where do they keep the time of the fights? Bermain Stavern 2 duration. Deontay Wilder. This is irritating. He scored. Oh, right. So this fight lasted about 3 minutes. All right. We'll forget that then. Ignore that. Deontay Wilder versus Bermain Stavern. Viewership. Showtime viewership. Here we go. So as I was saying, Dominic Breazeale's versus Wilder happened in 1 round. This fight also happened in 1 round. The ratings are in. Let's see what they did. So Bermain's Devon 2 averaged 824. And this is what I was telling you about the average and the high. Yeah? This is what I was telling you. Look how close that is. This number, look how close the average and the high is. 824 and 887. Compare that to Wilder's 990 and 886. See the difference there? It's almost double. The difference is almost double. That's because people clicked on his fight and clicked off it. He's going backwards. Yeah? The average, if people are interested in your fight, the average should be closer to the high, because that, when the average is closer to the high, that tells you people are clicking on it and staying on it. Does that make sense? It's only on for 2 minutes, by the way. The fact the average is down here, that shows people have clicked onto the fight and clicked off it. Otherwise, the average would be the same as the high. At least 150,000 people have clicked on and clicked off. But whereas here, the difference is half of what the difference was. But anyway, that's not my point. My main point is this. The average is 824. What was the average? So bearing in mind, this one here, when did this take place? This took place in November 7th, 2017. So a year and a half ago. More than that now, but we'll let's call it 20 months actually. We'll call it 20 months. Or 19, whatever. 18 months. We'll call it 18 months. A year and a half ago. A year and a half ago he does that. Let's see how much he's improved then. Yeah, bearing in mind, it was around this time that he started associating with AJ. This was the whole AJ business about, it was starting to boil up now. So in a year and a half, he started at 824. Let's see what he's done now. Wow. He's added 60,000 people. Wow. What is that as a percentage? 824 to 886. 824. Whoops. 7%. In a year and a half, his viewership's increased 7%. And it's perfect apples with apples as well, because he's fought the same person in Bermain's Devon. 7%, that's it. Chicken feed. Now you may be saying, oh, YB, what do you mean? How can you prove increasing 7% is chicken feed? Well, we're going to do that now, actually. It's funny you say that. It is very funny you say that. Let's go to AJ's numbers now. Yeah? Let us go to AJ's numbers. Here we are. Here are all of AJ's numbers. Here they are. All of them. Beautiful numbers. Now look at these. Look at these back here. AJ's first pay-per-view. This is how a true star works. His first pay-per-view, yeah? Where do we start? We start at 420. Yeah? Boom. 420. And Dylan White's a big name. We all know Dylan White, don't we? Dylan White is a big name. He starts at 420. Yeah? December 2015. Boom. Charles Martin. Boom. See that increase there? That, never mind 7%. That increase there is a 20% increase. Literally. Let's do the maths now. 500 out of 420. 19% increase. Yeah? Your boy Wilder's struggling in a year and a half. In a year and a half, he's done a 7% increase. AJ, in what period? AJ from April 25th. In 6 months, December 15 to April 16. That's 6 months. In 6 months, AJ's increased 20%. But we ain't stopping there. Never mind that. Let's keep going. Dominic Breazeale. A few months later, AJ's adding 2.5%. A few months later. We're not talking a year and a half like we are for Wilder. We're talking a few months, literally. What's that? May, June. No, it's 2 months. In 2 months, AJ's adding 2.5%. Boom. Bang. There you go. Keeps going. Takes a little dip there, but that's no problem. We're still the trend. Yeah? Boom. Bang. What's that? What's going on there then? A 3x. That's a 300% increase. Bang. Boom. Yeah? Let's compare. We've got perfect comparisons here. Yeah? AJ versus Dylan White is here. What do we know in this period? What happened in this period? Wilder versus Bermains de Verne happened, didn't it? I'll get another tab open for that, actually. Wilder versus Bermain. Showtime viewership. Back on it. So in 2015, Wilder literally goes backwards for the same person. From 2015, he averages 124. 2017, he goes backwards and averages 824. The reason, like I said, them man are saying, "Oh well, it's because of this, because of that." AJ has knocked people out early too, but we're not even interested in that. We're going to compare, regardless of the result, who's tuning in, who's doing what. Wilder goes backwards over this 2-year period from 2015 to 2017. Goes backwards. What's AJ doing from 2015? Boom. 2015, 400,000, yeah? 2017, bang. 1.5 million. 3 times more. 300%. Never mind going backwards 30%. 300%. And people say, "Oh, well, that's a lucky one. That's a lucky one." Bang. Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker isn't known, by the way. You have to appreciate that. He's not known. Name me a win. No one knew him. Fair enough. Was Klitschko known? Absolutely. Klitschko probably carried 500,000 of them wins. But then AJ goes on to carry his own event, which is similar to this one. This one was carried on AJ's back. I'd say Parker probably bring in about 100, 200,000 buys. Maybe 200,000 buys. And the reason you can prove that Parker only brought in 200,000 buys at tops was because he went on to fight Dylan White. So if you say if you say Parker was worth 200,000, then that makes sense, because then White's probably worth around 274,000. So if Joseph Parker brings in 200,000 for the Dylan White fight, that means he probably brought in less for this fight because he was less known. But either way, AJ's bringing it. AJ's increasing, regardless of result. And that's not even really, we haven't even really hit it home, really, because whilst we can sit here and definitively say that AJ has gone from 2015 at 400,000 buys, yeah, to 2018 at 1,500. We can say that definitively. Show me the stats. Show me the example where Wilder goes from 1 to 3. From 1 million viewers to 3 million viewers. That would be what's comparable. But then again, actually, I told a lie. It wouldn't even be comparable then. If Deontay Wilder, back in 2015, yeah, did 1.24 million viewers, which we see here, yeah, if Wilder versus Breazeale, which is 4.5 years later, if we should be seeing, for this to be comparable to AJ, yeah, this average should be about 4 million, 3 or 4 million people. That would be the equivalent, because with AJ, we go from 2015, 400,000 buys, to 2018, 1,500 buys. Bang, boom, no doubt about it. Wilder equivalent would be 1.2 million viewers to around 3.6 million viewers for Breazeale. He doesn't do that. He goes backwards, literally backwards. 886 is a lot less than, was 30% less than 1.24, and they're comparable opponents. And that's not the only thing. The final blow on this whole discussion is this. Not only does AJ have a better, more consistent trend in terms of his viewing figures, what else do we know? What else do we know? Number one, we know these aren't just free viewership figures. You ain't just tuning in for free to watch this at 400,000 back in 2015. You're paying $25, $30 for the privilege. So not only is AJ's raw viewership going up 3 times, meanwhile Wilder's going backwards 30%, we also know that you're paying for every single one of these as well. That's not 400,000 free viewers. It's gone up exponentially because not only has his viewership tripled, it's also 3 times as many people willing to pay. Meanwhile, Wilder is on for free and he's going backwards. It should be more. With Wilder coming in at 1.24, yeah, genuinely, we should be seeing around 5 million people watching Dominic Breazeale 4.5 years later, because it's a lot easier to get people to pay for free. If AJ is able to have 3 times as many people paying for his event, paying to watch him, yeah, you'd think Wilder would have more than 3 times the people who are watching for free, wouldn't you? Surely. And that's the other thing. It's funny because in the Wilder versus Fury event, they were all saying, yeah, man, Wilder, the illegal streamers, man, yeah. There was 10 million illegal streamers that watched the event. I'm thinking, okay, then fine, you're right. There was 10 million illegal streamers. Why aren't the illegal streamers showing up now in Wilder's viewing figures? If they were there, if there was a whole heap of people who weren't prepared to pay, but were prepared to watch it for free, why aren't these free viewing figures much higher? Shouldn't it be 10,886? Shouldn't that be what it is? Huh? That's what I think it should be, because all them 10 million people who were watching it for free, you can watch it for free now on Showtime. Why isn't this number a whole heap higher? I'll tell you why it isn't higher, because that evidence, that dodgy ass research is false and fake. It's not real. Not real at all. There wasn't 10 million people watching it. Hence why when it is free, there still ain't 10 million people watching. Proof, factual stuff, truly factual stuff. And the other thing is, before I take a break quickly, what else do we know about AJ and Wilder? So not only has AJ's pay-per-view sales tripled in a similar period to Wilder's, meanwhile Wilder, never mind tripling his viewership from, where are we? Here we go, 2015 viewership 1.24, 2019 viewership gone backwards 30%. 30% less people wanted to watch. Yeah? Not only that is that the case, AJ's gone up 3 times, Wilder's gone down 30%. What else do we know? The UK is 5 times smaller than the US. AJ's gone up 3 times, but Wilder has gone backwards. But yet there's 5 times more people. Comparing apples with apples, yeah, genuinely speaking, if AJ is selling 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, yeah, at $25, for Wilder to be an equal star, he would have to be selling 1.4. Sorry, he'd be having to sell 5 times more than 1.4 million pay-per-views, because it's in the US. There's 5 times as many households. It's 5 times easier to sell a ticket because there's 5 times as many people. Yeah, let's say boxing fans are 1 in every 100 people. Yeah, the US has 5 times as many of them, so you've got 5 times as many 1 in 100, if that makes sense. The bottom line is, that's what it comes down to. It should be 5 times easier to sell pay-per-views. And what do we observe? When you do the maths on it, it actually makes some sense, because look, when you look at people like Mayweather, Pacquiao, Mayweather, McGregor, they sell 5 or 6 million pay-per-views. And when you compare it to AJ, what's that? 5 times more. In that sense. That's what we should be doing here. Wilder can't. He's on free TV, and even when he's on free TV, and that's what got me laughing, because they was all talking about all the numbers he's going to do. Oh yeah, I think 3 million people are going to watch him on free TV. I mean, I haven't even finished actually. This is just the AJ versus Wilder comparison. We're going to go in and break it down some more in a second. Hey man, let me see you hit that like button. Let me see you hit that like button. You come on in. Salute, salute. Salute, salute, informant. Salute, salute, informant. What's going on there then? Shout out SUFC Chad in the super chat. All these LDBC snitches in the chat. Informants. LDBC informants. Simple as that. No doubt about it. CC, I can't wait for AJ versus Wilder because I'm certain AJ wins, but there's a slim chance Wilder lands a swing. You know what? I'm gonna in the next few days I'm gonna do a Wilder versus AJ breakdown. And I'm gonna expose Wilder because I remember I did my Wilder versus Breazeale breakdown, but I didn't spend much time on Wilder. I want to show people why I think. But then again, I have to be honest that after that Wilder performance, I was impressed the way he shortened the right hand up. He straightened it up a bit. That Fury fight, he kept winging it over. He was so desperate to hit him, he kept winging it, and it was too wide. If he'd have dialed it in a lot straighter, if he'd dialed it in like he was versus Breazeale, he would have put him flat. I'm sure of it, 100%. Anyway, let's get back to Arsenal Manic. AJ would have 10 million on free TV. That's actually not a joke. Seriously, if AJ, I think Eubank and let me have a look at it quickly. I think Eubank and Ben did something like 20 million or something like that. Eubank, this is Ben. I'm sure it did like loads of millions of people. Yeah, here we are. Well, as an example, I know for a fact, I think it was Rumble in the Jungle or something like that. One of them ones there. They did like 500 million viewers worldwide. UK's highest viewership. This is a thread, but I'll take it. Why not? Yeah, Ali Fraser, 27 million people. Here we go. Ben Eubank, 16 million people. Now, I'll tell you what we should do now quickly before I just have a break. But maybe, I wonder if Eubank and Ben ever had a pay-per-view. Because if we can see what Eubank and Ben's pay-per-view did, then we can compare it to this. For example, if Eubank and Ben only did 1 million pay-per-view buyers, then we know that AJ coming in with 1.5 million pay-per-views would do a lot bigger than this on free TV, if that makes sense. Let's have a look. Did Chris Eubank ever... Eubank versus Ben. Pay-per-view numbers. I'll get back to the topic in a minute. I just thought it'd be quite interesting to see if we can find it. Pay. Well, I think they fought for free every time, but that just goes to show anyway. AJ's charging for these dudes to see him fight. Simple as that. You couldn't charge. You couldn't. I know I'm pretty sure it was back in the '93. There was pay-per-view available. £4. What's that? £4. Look, £4 or something. Maybe that was the ticket prices. That would have been dirt cheap, but it was 30 years ago now. Either way, let's get back to the point of this video anyway. We ain't finished cooking yet. So, as I was saying, this dude here, look, Shame Sky, you don't get anywhere near these. Bro, you have to pay to watch. But anyway, as I was saying, let's get back to... So we've done the whole AJ and Wilder comparison, but that wasn't really what I wanted to do today. I want to expose Wilder with his own people, yeah? His own people. As an example. So, Broner versus Maidana. Showtime viewership. Let's see what two midgets. And let's not forget, Wilder's the one who always says, yeah, man, this fight's worth $600 trillion because I'm a heavyweight. Yeah, them guys are too small. Them guys don't get knockouts. Let's see what the two small midgets did. Boom, bang. No doubt about it. Look. This is back in 2013 as well. Yeah? Back years ago. Years before. Instagram only was made in 2012, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. Instagram. Release date. I'm pretty sure it was 2012. Well, 2010. Boom. Either way. IG was brand new. Most people didn't have a clue about IG in 2010. Fact. I didn't. Most people didn't as well. Nonetheless, Broner was out here with 1.3 million viewers. Let's see what the average was. Where is it? Anyway, that doesn't really matter anyway, but boom. Simple as that. You can see it. Slays Wilders. 1.3 for two midgets. 1.3 million. But we ain't finished there yet. We have not finished there. This one is what got me. Garcia versus Granados. I didn't have a clue these two people were. Well, I knew who wow. Showtime viewership. Here we go. What's going on here? Garcia versus Granados. We're comparing apples with apples. April 23rd, 2019. We know it's possible. We know it's in there. Surely. Surely we do. Yeah, even this one here. Garcia Broner. Garcia Broner is doing the same numbers as Wilder. What did Wilder do again? Look, 886 average. Garcia, 881 average. Bang on the same. And these are two people. He's lost 100 million fights. And Mikey Garcia, no one really knows him. For truth be known. And he went on to be fair with you, he went on to completely slay Wilder in the pay-per-views anyway. Mikey Garcia completely owned Wilder in the pay-per-views. Let's have another look. Let's do that now, actually, quickly. Garcia, Spence versus Garcia pay-per-view numbers. This is what I mean. The LDBC informants have never explained this to me. Yeah? Spence Garcia draws 360. I heard it was more than that, but fine, whatever. 360 is fine. Spence Garcia draws 360. Let's see what Fury. Let's see what the big heavyweights with knockouts. Fury's a great talker. Wilder's a great talker. Spence and Garcia don't talk at all. Bang. Look at that. Bang. 10% less. Even 11 or 12% less. 325 versus 360. And I heard it was more than 360, but whatever. Go with that. Either way. Someone explain that to me. If Wilder's such a big star, what's going on? Something's not adding up here. Because if he's such a big star, because of the Fury fight, why, now we've seen him versus Breazeale, has his average not moved on? He fought Bermain. Look, where is it? That's not the right one. Look, he fought Bermain 2 years ago, an average 824. Why, 2 years later, after all this press, all this exposure, is he coming in, apples for apples, and only doing 50,000 more people on free TV? Even if it was pay-per-view, 50,000 people, yeah? At $100 each, what's that? 50,000, 5 million quid more. Wouldn't be bad, but anyway, he ain't done that, so it's irrelevant me talking about it. But back to this. Garcia versus Granados. Showtime. Showtime viewership. Let's have a look. Is it on Showtime? Or is it Fox? This might have been a different platform, actually. It might not be It might not be. This might be Fox PBC. I'm not actually too sure how that lot works, but either way, how do we know if it's Fox? On PBC on Fox. See, I haven't got a clue how this works, but bottom line is Wilder was less than this anyway. However it works, this number's less 1.4, 1.3 million average. And regardless of that, what we do know is Broner and Garcia did exactly the same numbers as Wilder's just done, more or less. So, and this was years ago as well. Look, 2017, 2-3 years ago. The dude hasn't moved on, unfortunately. He hasn't moved on at all. He's gone backwards. Gone completely backwards. And it's a shame to see. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come on in. Hit the like button as you come on in. Salute, salute, informants. Salute, salute, general informants. Salute, salute. So I don't talk to informants. No informants. My tube, yes YB, what's popping, bro? Yes family, what's good? Salute, salute, salute all agents, all LDBC agents out there. Mexican Fight Fan, is that you, BFTB? I'm sure it is. That's BFTB. Got the same picture as well. BFTB in the building. Yes, yes, informant. Yes, chief informant. Chief informant in the building. Salute, salute, informant, agent, agent BFTB in the building. They sus. Yes, CJ. They are completely, LDBC are suspects. They are suspect agents. Confirmed. Martin Courage, you don't get put on naughty chairs when you roll with YB. Trust me, Dan. We're big man things out here. We're not into no. This is the problem. That whole wrench mentality. It's that whole snitching mentality. Yeah, mate. I'm gonna get my agents to put you on timeout. That's where the whole mentality comes from. It's that whole informant, that whole snitching, that whole control thing. Why being about that? Say your piece. Hashtag freedom of speech. Like Get said. Anyway. BFTB. Yeah, BFTB begging for a link. This dude trying to come in the building as a Mexican. Huh? Anyway, let's get back to the cook. Let us get back to the cook. Get back cooking. Where was I? Oh yeah, next point. Just before I go, let's get into this business. Purse not disclosed. How interesting is that? After you, for those for my dons out there who know YB, and make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the like button as you come on in. All my informants, all my agents. As I was saying, very interesting because what do we know about AJ? Anthony Joshua, Purse, Andy Ruiz. Boom. Let's see what AJ's making. What is AJ? Deadass thing. Anthony Joshua. Just put in. I know how much it is, so it's a calm thing out here. Here we go. Boom. Joshua's purse will be his highest yet at an estimated $32 million. We know AJ is coming to the US. Yeah, he's coming to the US. Let me get the tickets up one more time. AJ is coming to the US, fighting in the same city Wilder's fighting in. And we knew a few things. Number one, We know. Factual. No doubt about it. Complete fact. What do we know? Yeah? $32 million cash getting paid. We know the tickets were 3, 4, 5 times higher than Deontay Wilder's tickets. That's what we do know. 3 or 4 times higher. Whatever you want to say. In fact, on average, they're 5 times higher. But the minimum, the lowest prices were 3 times higher. 3 or 4 times higher. No doubt about it. Factual stuff here we're talking. So we know how much AJ's earning, 32 million. We know his tickets are at least 3 times higher than Wilder's. I wonder what Wilder's making. Oh, in fact, Wilder's already fought. I wonder what Wilder has made. Now let's see. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Let's see what Wilder made versus Fury. I'm pretty sure it's $4 million. Let's have a look though. Let's make sure we're being factual. Let's make sure we're tracking references. Here we go. Wilder would earn a guaranteed base purse of $4 million. Right in front of you lot there. No doubt about it. Fact. Yeah? Wilder would earn a guaranteed base purse of $4 million. Let's see what Wilder earned versus Ortiz. See if it's on here. Here we go. Wilder was set to earn a career high of $2.1 million for Ortiz. 4 versus Fury, 2.1 versus Ortiz. And the reason I'm showing you this is to show that, wow, that's interesting. While there is readily available information on Wilder's purse. Readily available. Every time he fights, there's a purse. Now, what do we know about the most recent developments? Well, like YB exposed, when Wilder rejected DAZN's $20 million offer to fight Breazeale, all the LDBC came, all the LDBC informants and agents come out, all the snitches came out, and they started saying, well, man, you don't be stupid. If y'all think Deontay Wilder turned down $20 million to take less money, y'all must be stupid. Deontay Wilder got offered $20 million from DAZN and is getting paid $25 million from Showtime. Showtime had to come correct. Deontay Wilder was not taking a pay cut. That's what they told us. They swore blind that they knew Wilder was not taking a pay cut. Yeah? They told us that DAZN offered 20, and of course, because Wilder is such a great businessman, or because Wilder would never take less money to hide from AJ, he must be getting more than 20 and likely 25 million. Now, at the time, YB exposed that and said, listen, there's no way for Showtime to pay Wilder 25 million. In fact, never mind 25. For Showtime to pay Wilder $20 million, that would come, that event, that Wilder versus Breazeale event would lose upwards of $20 million cash in that sense. Because Wilder versus Breazeale will only generate $5-6 million in ad revenues. They don't have a pay-per-view pool of cash. Yeah? Wilder versus Breazeale has 2 main income streams: ticket sales and advertisements during the fight. And based on ticket sales and advertisements, the most they could pay Wilder would be 4 million tops. Absolute tops would be about 4 million. Which, when you think about it, that's generous, because what do we know? Versus Fury, which was a much bigger fight, and a pay-per-view fight, they could only afford to guarantee him 4 then. Are you telling me he gets guaranteed 4 on a pay-per-view in a relatively big fight versus Fury, and now you're trying to tell me he's fighting Breazeale on free TV, but getting paid 6 times more than that? Makes no sense to anyone with a brain, and that's right. Anyway, 2-2s. They all said, yeah, man, Deontay Wilder getting paid more than 20 million. He'd never take a pay cut. Anyway, 2-2s. Let's now see. I've just proven to you lot that clearly there is every fight before this fight with Breazeale, every fight before the DAZN conspiracy occurred, they were publishing their purses. Let's now see Deontay Wilder versus Breazeale's purse. Wow, it might be here actually. It might be here. Wow. I may have spoke too soon. I may have spoke too soon. Yeah, I bet. Either way, this is fine. Either way. Boom. In fact, I want to do a video on this in its own right. Deontay Wilder will pick up almost $10 million for his heavyweight world title fight against Dominic Breazeale. Bang. That's fine anyway. So now, even if you go with this figure, which I don't believe is correct, I believe that's a lie. I believe he'll be lucky. Like I said, he got paid 4. In fact, he got paid at most 5 to fight Fury. Are you telling me he's getting 10 to fight Breazeale? But fine, you know what? Take that. You're right. He did get paid 10. So why did he take 10 when he could have got 20? Does that seem odd to anyone? Does that seem like he's a massive duck to anyone? My man, just like Ortiz, turns down massive money, turns down 100% increase, turns down double the money to be nowhere near AJ. Very fishy indeed. Yeah? Very fishy. Breazeale will bag 2 million. Wow. So this to me is completely... I can't wait to see what that man got to say about this. 10 million. Now, I don't even believe that's real. At most, it will be 4 or 5. But in fact, 4 or 5 is generous, as I've just explained. They're the only dudes talking about this. God knows where they get their sources from. I wonder if they put their source on here. Because I find it hard to believe that these dudes, The Mirror, are the only ones to have this exclusive. If it's out there, it's normally out there. But where have they got their source from? Anyway, that's 10 or there. The bottom line is, this is proven. Either way, either Wilder did get paid 10 million, which proves he ducked double the amount, which is very odd, and shows this dude is scary. This dude is shook. Yeah? He's got your man, Al Heyman, Massa Heyman, and Massa Finkel. Yeah, Massa. No, Massa. Play Massa. Thank you, Massa. Massa Finkel has got my man accepting less money for the same fight. What sort of manager does that? What sort of promoter does that? Not Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn tells his fighters, like he told Tevin. He said, listen, Tevin, the Zone have invested a lot of money into you. However, if that unification fight with Tank Davis must take place on Showtime, we will allow you to do it because we're not in the business of blocking fighters. That's what Eddie Hearn says. However, on the other hand, PBC Alien Head, the Al Heyman demon, comes in, hypnotizes Wilder and tells him, listen, you're going to get paid half the money because we want you to stay on our platform. That's what's happened here. Someone explain this to me then. How do you justify this? The same way, how do you justify you're in Pharma Generals, you're in Pharma Agents, yeah, Agent 78, Informant BFTB, Confirmed Formants, yeah, Confirmed Federal Witnesses. That's what we're dealing with here. Federal witness. No doubt about it. Yeah? Witness for the state. That's what we're dealing with.
Which fight actually to you?
Now look at this dude. BFTB in the building.
Which is the one which really stands out? You know, they're both
Begging.
they're both be good fights for the fans, but you know, either or
Wow.
really doesn't matter to me.
No doubt about it.
Deontay Wilder.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I've been hearing recently. I've been hearing from some bum channel that allegedly let's get it up. Let's get up Mr. Milkshake. Mr. I look like a milkshake. This dude here got mugged off by Eddie Hearn. Here we go. Where is it? DAZN. Here we go. Look. DAZN is being sold after investors pull out. Can you all see that? DAZN. Let me see if I can highlight it. Well, you can see it here anyway. Look. DAZN is being sold after investors pull out. I saw that and I thought, wow. Let's have a look quickly. Where's this then? Look. The only video, the only news article on it is this goon here. That's the same goon. DAZN's being sold after investors pull out. Where is this then? This stuff happened months ago. The Perform Group. DAZN did the Perform Group as well. When you look into it, the Perform Group was a data analytics center for gambling in that sense. They crunch numbers, they crunch big data, trying to look for arbitrage opportunities within information, within gambling data sets. Yeah, that's what Perform does. It's a non-critical, a non-focused asset which they divested. They got rid of it, sold it off, concentrating on their core competencies, concentrating on their core elements within business, i.e. the streaming platform. Yeah, that's what smart businesses do. They sell off the assets which aren't in their core competencies. Simple as that. Anyway, DAZN sold. I mean, where is it? Where has it been sold then? I haven't seen it being sold. This is the problem with these fake agents. They are literally fake agents. They are federal agents. This is the problem with federal agents, you see. They just talk a whole heap of rubbish. They are literally disinformant agents. They come along to disinform, and it's funny, you know. It's like Ness. Ness always goes on about, he just talks rubbish, but then some days he feels different. I reckon it's because the checks stop coming. I reckon sometimes the PBC checks haven't landed yet, and he thinks, you know what, I'm going to make sure they stay on point. And he starts going back on his narrative, because the next day, there's a number of things as well. Maybe the LDBC are confirmed. What's the word? They are confirmed bipolar as well. They're all over the place. One day they say this, next day they say that. All over the place. Backtracking. All of them backtracking on all these agents, all these informants, backtracking on the whole business of what was it? Ortiz. Now allegedly, a few of them, man, actually told the truth and said that Ortiz did duck AJ. Now they're saying, oh man, AJ knew the price. AJ knew the price. Yeah, well, if AJ knew the price, he ducked him. Yeah, Dylan White should have paid Wilder $20 million because he knew the price. Yeah, Dylan White ducked Wilder. You notice the thing about Wilder as well. When it comes to offers, yeah, all you'll see Wilder do, whether it comes to Dylan White, whether it comes to AJ, all you'll ever see Wilder do is make demands. They're meant to be the big team who has Mayweather, who has Al Heyman, who has Finkel, the best managers, the smartest managers. Al Heyman, they're meant to be the biggest team, all this deepness on them, but you never see him sending any offers. And even when you want to include the AJ situation, yeah, Deontay Wilder. Even when you want to include, even when you want to include the $50 million offer, yeah, it all came via Instagram. This whole business, look. I sent this personally. I've sent this personally this time, just so there's no miscommunication. Tell Eddie Hearn to let you personally check his email this time. By the way, I sent your manager Rob McCracken an email as well. I'm looking to forward. See, look, this is what you call an offer. I did this, I did that. No, get Al Heyman. Get Al Heyman to do it. We don't want you to send it personally. You're not the businessman. You've never seen more than 7 figures in your life. Yeah? Leave the bigger man things to bigger man things. Leave them big numbers to the big boys. You can't count big numbers, bro. No offense or nothing. Yeah, you ain't counting them 8-figure checks. We're over this side of the street. We're 8 figures plus. We're 8 figures and growing. You're stuck in them 6s and 7s. Yeah? So leave it, like you say, Al Heyman's the money man. Leave the money to the money man. Leave the money to Massa. Yeah? You underlings, you house dude shouldn't be counting no money. Yeah, all I want to hear from you is yes, Massa, no Massa, thank you, Massa, please, Massa, yes, Massa, no Massa. That's all you need to be saying to Al. Tell Al to send the money over. Tell Al to do the communications. What are you sending emails for? And this is your best offer. As I was saying, when it comes to Dylan White, all Wilder can do is make demands. Oh, I want $7 million. Out of where? I've just shown to you a minute ago. Wilder versus Ortiz, he got paid $2.1 million. And that was around the time he was demanding 7. Let me make sure everyone's on the same path here. Yeah? Wilder versus Ortiz purse, yeah? Here we go. Purses. $2.1 million. Yeah? March 2018. Boom. Just so everyone's clear, one more time. 2.1 versus 2.1 million for Ortiz and 4 million. Yeah, look. That'll do there. Purse, $4 million. You can check this in your own time, but trust me. 4 million for Fury. Sorry, Wilder got 4 million for the Fury fight and 2.1 million for the Ortiz fight. Yeah, and these fights were all before the Fury fight. The Fury fight's when Wilder got so big. Here we go. June 2017. Boom. This fight was going on well before the Ortiz fight happened. Yeah, in March 2018. This was a year before Wilder fought Ortiz, and Wilder counters with a $7 million offer. What's that about? A year from June 2017, yeah, Wilder goes on to make $2.1 million in a so-called blockbuster fight with Ortiz yeah? But yet a year before the Ortiz fight, he wants 3.5 times as much money. What's that about? Why wasn't Wilder going to Team Ortiz and saying, Team Ortiz, I demand $7 million. In fact, it should be more, because that's later. If he's demanding 7 in 2017, he should have been demanding 8 in 2018, shouldn't he? 9 months later. Why is it Wilder's prepared to accept 30% of the money to fight Ortiz, but he wants 3.5 times the money to fight Dylan White? What's that about? What's going on here? Yeah, he's scared for his life. That's what's going on. Let me educate you lot. That's what's going on here. Someone explain to me what's going on if it's not fear. Hearn to offer Deontay Wilder $7 or $8 million. Then he comes along and says, "Oh man, I ain't gonna fight you for a year. I ain't gonna fight you for 20 decades." Why is it Wilder, with such a big team, he's the one always making demands? Oh man, oh yeah, the zone offered me $40 million, but that's lowball. I'm worth $100 million. We heard him recently in the last few days. Deontay Wilder. Yeah, look, here we go. Deontay Wilder says he, not we, not saying the fight's worth 100 million, says he can earn $100 million from Anthony Joshua fight. Now, do you know how much money the fight has to gross for Wilder to earn $100 million? For Wilder to earn $100 million, that means AJ's got to get paid $100 million. That means it's got to generate $200 million, yeah? But what else do we know? We know the networks, Showtime, take half off the top. So we know in order for Wilder and AJ to make 200, the whole event's got to generate 400 million. Because off the top, the Showtime will take 200, and then that will leave. So Showtime will take 200 million. Showtime equals 200 million, yeah? And Wilder will take 100. That's how it would work out, yeah? So we're talking about $400 million here. That's 4 million pay-per-view sales. What, are you serious? Come on. What's going on here? Making ridiculous... Oh, it says he can earn $100 million. You're living on cloud cuckoo land. Even them big fights, like Lennox versus Tyson, which was multiples bigger than AJ versus Wilder. Multiples bigger, I'm sorry. Yeah? That generated 2 million buyers. Are you telling me AJ versus Wilder will ever be 2 times bigger than Tyson versus Lennox. I'm sorry, no. No way. Unfortunately, there isn't the depth. Because think about it, outside of AJ and Wilder, who is there? Okay, you've got Fury. Okay, you've got Dylan White. Even if, yeah, AJ has another fight with Dylan White and has 2 fights with Fury, yeah, and Wilder has another fight with Fury and 2 fights with Dylan White, that'll be the whole universe tied up in that sense. And are you telling me that that's going to turn this into a 4 million pay-per-view fight? I'm sorry, no. Not possible. Not possible at all. Anyway. Let me see y'all hit that like button. Yeah, salute. General, salute. General. Informant. PC Jacob in the building. My dude, Foss444 in the building. Shark Attack. What are you on about, YB? Your dude is a snitch. Get out of here with that rubbish, you fool. Your dude's an informant. That's what you need to be doing. Going over there and talking to your informant friend, you muppet, about we need to debate. I tried to debate that clown. All he wants to do is snitch and inform. Informant BFTB. Michael A, one of your best live streams, YB. Real talk. One love, brother, yeah? Mike 101 Sport, YB, always comes with facts and School Wilder fangirls. Trust me, bro, we're out here. Asia Queen in the building. AD in the building. AD, you need to talk to your chief informant, Googly. Head of informing, head of agent, federal agent, BFTB, in the building. Anyway, let me check my notes just in case there's anything else to talk about. That's the other thing as well. All these goons talking about Emmys. Oh man, Wilder won the Emmys. Wilder won 2 Emmys. Let's see what Wilder won. Oh, wait there a minute. Wait there a minute. Showtime wins Sports Emmy Awards for Wilder Fury. Do you understand that? This is nothing about Fury and Wilder. Yeah? When a producer wins an Emmy, that's not an acting award. Even though we know Wilder's begging to be an actor, we know Wilder's begging to get out of the boxing game because he don't want no smoke with Joshua. Yeah? AJ smells the sweetness. AJ smells all them lovely aromas bubbling. Like my dude McCormick said earlier on the super chat. Yeah? Wilder's letting off all these lovely sweet smelling sensual aromas, all these pheromones, yeah? Letting all these off. AJ's smelling them. Yeah? AJ's smelling the prey and hunting him out of the sport. So whilst we appreciate that Wilder's begging, doing everything he can to get out of the sport of boxing and be nowhere near Anthony Landlord Joshua, yeah. Whilst that's the case, what we do know is this award is for editing, is for production, yeah. It's not about Wilder's not getting an Emmy for his performance in a documentary. What a plum! You don't show me someone who won an award for being an actor in a documentary. In fact, you're not even an actor. Documentaries are documents. They're real. They're not fiction. They're real accounts. You don't get awards for being in a real account, you muppet. Yeah? Original series took home the honours for outstanding edited sports event coverage. Nothing to do with Wilder. This could have been anyone. It just so happens that Showtime were desperate to try and sell this fight, so they spent a whole heap of money with the top editors, bringing the top production dons in, yeah, to make sure the edit was on fire. Nothing to do with Wilder at all. It could have been anyone. Could have been literally anyone in it. It just so happened that Fury versus Wilder was the event they were desperate to sell, but unfortunately for Showtime, they tried, but they failed. They failed miserably. No one watched it. The worst heavyweight pay-per-view numbers in history. Yeah? The worst world championship level pay-per-view numbers in history. Show me a world championship event between the two top-ranked people which did 300,000 buys in pay-per-views. You won't find it. It don't exist. Edited sports coverage. Nothing to do with acting, nothing to do with personalities. Muppets. Complete Muppets. And the fact that, and like I say, to be fair play to Blue Blood. I haven't received, as of date, I haven't personally received any legal proceedings from this goon, to be fair to him. So he's not an informant. This dude ain't an agent. Fair play to Blue Blood. Yeah, he's just a general. He ain't a snitch. He ain't a snitch like 78. He ain't a snitch like BFTB. He ain't an informant. He ain't a federal agent like BFTB. He's just a general. But look at the stuff he's clouting on about. Where are we? Talking about how Wilder's Emmy, which he didn't even win, proves he's the A side. Come on, where is it? Emmy. Wow. Where is it? Here we go, look. Deontay Wilder has undoubtedly officially surpassed Joshua as the A-side. Wins 2 Emmy Awards. Wow. What are you on about? He didn't win no Emmy Awards. What's wrong? Why is there no need for factuality in this place? No need for factuality. There's talk rubbish. Showtime wins Sports Emmy Award. Deontay Wilder, part of Showtime projects. Yeah, he's part of the project. That's it. He's the guinea pig. He's the dude who so happened to be in a good production. That's all it means. Mental. The places they will stretch to. On a serious note, yeah, as it pertains to this whole acting business, if I ever see AJ in some B-rate, whatever, if I ever see AJ in a particular production that gets an Emmy Award, you will never hear me talking about it. Never, ever. I don't rate sportsmen going off into random ass fields and doing a whole heap of rubbish over there. I don't rate that personally. I rate people being active in what made them there. If you're an actor, if your name's Tom Hanks or Denzel Washington, then yeah, man, do your thing. Big man thing, do your thing out there. You know what I mean? Do your acting. But when you're meant to be a professional athlete in your prime, let's not forget, Wilder's not no young cat. Let's see how old Wilder is. Deontay Wilder. He's 33 years old, soon to be 34. Seriously, soon to be 34. Golovkin started getting slow around these times. 34 to 36 is really your last years, if we're honest with ourselves. My man's nearly 34. He hasn't got time. If he intends on actually fighting AJ, which I'm not sure about, but if he does, he hasn't got time to be doing all this other stuff. Yeah, but like I say, even if AJ was in this sort of B rate, even if it was A rate, I don't rate people being that stuff. You wouldn't see me talking about it. In fact, if AJ was in some random film, you'd probably see me being critical about it. I'd be saying, what's he doing with this for? Why isn't he concentrating on what he's doing in that sense? You ain't got no time to be doing this other stuff. In fact, it's much better to do that stuff when you're on your way out. Fair enough. If you lose a fight or whatever, or you get to like 37 and you realize your career is winding down, of course, you need to set up other avenues whilst you're still active, because it's no good retiring and then trying to get into movies because no one want to touch you. You want to get into movies when your shit's kind of hot still. You know what I mean? I understand that, but Wilder, that's what I'm trying to tell you lot. Wilder's been told by Al Heyman, listen, Wilder, I've got you on a 360 contract. That 360 contract means I own your ass all the way around. Yeah, you know how bums are kind of like round, don't they? They're kind of like 360. Al Heyman has a 360 contract on Deontay Wilder, and that means he owns Wilder's ass, no doubt about it. Yeah, he owns his, Wilder's ass is his. I've heard from people that Deontay Wilder calls himself Deontay Heyman because his ass is owned by Heyman. Fact, yeah, owned by him. And Al Heyman said to him, listen, Wilder, I own your ass, and therefore I'm putting that ass to work. You best start jumping around in them dodgy B-rate TV shows and start earning me some real money because this boxing business ain't working out for me. Yeah? This earning six figures on a boxing show ain't really kicking it for me at the moment. You need to get into the movie business. There might be some better luck for us in there. Because trust me, when it comes to AJ, there ain't no luck to be had. Yeah, Al Heyman's smart enough to realise when he looks at AJ, he don't see no luck. All he sees is smoothness. All he sees is tranquility. Yeah, all he sees is Deontay Wilder getting portrayed on the inside. And we're going to break it down. Make sure you watch out in the next 2 weeks before AJ fights. I will be doing a live stream where we look at Wilder's fight versus Breazeale from an AJ perspective. Yeah, a lot of people, even me myself, I did a live stream criticising Breazeale, criticising Bumzeale. I was the first man to say that was a shocking performance, very poor. However, it was easy to look over, and I'm going to show you, man, it's the perfect example of why I believe AJ has a 70-75% chance, 80% chance of dealing with Wilder. No doubt about it. And I've said before, call a spade here. I'm not here to be a fangirl. I'm honest. If AJ comes in and he hasn't addressed some of the things that went wrong in the Klitschko fight, he will be iced. No doubt about it. If Wilder catches him right with a short right hand, he will be out. Now, it's here or there whether he will have to get up. I believe AJ's got a better chin than Fury has. And I'm thinking to myself, well, Fury got up. But, like I said earlier, to be fair to Wilder, that right hand versus Breazeale was a lot more textbook. It was a lot more shorter. It was a lot more sharper. And that was my criticism of Wilder in the Fury fight. If Wilder had dialed the right hand in, when he was fighting Fury, he kept winging it. He kept kind of winging the right hand. He was desperate with it. He was hunting the KO too much. Rather than taking a bit of power off the end, taking a bit of speed off the end, rather than, he should have been thinking to himself, you know what? I've got 12 rounds. The first few rounds, let me feel Fury out. The next few rounds, let me get this right hand landing. Yeah. Now I've established my jab. Let me get this right hand landing. Now, after 6 rounds, my right hand's landing. Now let me put some ding on it. Once you've homed it in, that's when you should start turning it over. That's when you should start really going for it. But Wilder got in there the first round versus a guy who's 6'9", tricky as it is, faintly and all that, all playing around. He got in there and he was just trying to wing it. You can't do that against Fury in that sense. But he did show, Wilder did show that even when he was desperate for the KO, even when he was winging the shots, he proved that he could still put him down. And that's why I feel that if Fury gets in there again, Fury gets leveled next time. No doubt about it. Yeah. And the reason I like AJ is because AJ has the power to make Wilder think twice. AJ's only got to catch Wilder once. He's only got to counter him once. And that there could completely shut down Wilder's offense. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Wilder get countered and Wilder look for a way out of the fight. Seriously, I can imagine it now. He gets countered and he thinks, oops, you know what? I think my hand's gone now. Oops, I think my shoulder's gone. Let me get out of here right quick before I end up on my back. I can see a situation of that happening. Manny Pacquiao style. Oh, my shoulder pulled out. Oh, my shoulder pulled out. Yeah, my shoulder. I went to the holy waters, into the beach, and it helped my shoulder out. I can see one of them ones there happening. I can see, in fact, never mind Pacquiao. To be fair to Pacquiao, at least he finished the fight. I can see an El Jackal. I can see a Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko happening. Really, I can. One of them ones where you're sitting there in the corner and think, you know what? I'm looking to get out of dodge right quick. Anyway, it's late now, people. Your boy YB in the building. We've done a whole lot of speaking today. Make sure you, man, go and check out the video, the live stream that I put out before this video, exposing the LDBC federal informants. Make sure y'all hit the lizard button as you come on in. Let me see that lizard button get the 200. Yeah? Let me see the lizard button get 200. Mike 101 Sport, YB, don't use words like divested and non-core. These crackheads have no clue. Of course they don't, brother. They're not educated. They're not educated. Simple as that. Confirmed snitches. Bill Banks, YB, how come you have no mods? Because I don't need no mods, bro. Freedom of speech. You can say what you want on this channel. There's no need. I don't feel vulnerable. I don't have control issues. I don't have a problem. People can say what they want. I couldn't care less. Don't make a scrap of difference to me. I'm a big man out here. I'm not an insecure little girl. I'm not an informant. That's the problem here. Yeah. What I didn't realise is it's taken me until this time to realise that the LDBC is full of informants. That's why they operate like they do. That's why their chats are full. In fact, you don't even see any people in their chats. All you see is wrenches. All you see is an echo chamber of people saying the same dead things because their egos can't take anything else. I couldn't care less. If you got a different opinion, that's your business. Good for you. I'm glad for you to have your own opinion. YB is the place you can come and express your own opinion. No doubt about it. CC, YB don't need to pump his ego by blocking, man. There you go, bro. 100%. No federal informants over here. No informants. Tunish, YB, big up, bro. One love, yeah? Alright then, like I said, we're going to keep it moving. Make sure you, man, hit the like button on your way out. One love, yeah? Your boy YB will be back at some time later in the week. Blue Sky, take note, you LDBC informants. You done know, yeah? No more generals, informants, agents, and snitches. That's all we're dealing with here, yeah? Alright then. I'll catch you, man, on the next one. One love. Keep it locked. Stay safe. Don't let these haters get to you. Pussiclats. Your boy's out ya.